We drove about 6 hours to get here. We are from the most southern tip of Texas, the Rio Grande Valley. And I had a couple of questions for Governor Abbott, and he answered them today. He's gonna start arresting people, illegals that are coming in. And I wanted to ask him if Texas can finish the border wall, which he said that Texas will try to finish, of course, the border wall. And I feel happy. I hope he starts as soon as possible, really, because since I live 1 mile from the river, where in my area, in South Texas, and I have never seen in my life such a disaster in human trafficking, in children getting lost, families being destroyed, separated. And since Joe Biden took office, all this has been happening. It's just, I have no other way to call it but a disaster. I grew up in the valley, in the Rio Grande Valley, and I have never in my life seen this. So, and I just wanna say one thing. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are responsible for this.
And they're idiots. Have you had any property damage? I know that was a big focus of the talk today. Was property damage based on the cartels and the trafficking going on. Did you have any yourself?
No. I live in a nice neighborhood. It's peaceful and everything. But friends of mine and ranchers along the river, they've been having a lot of damage in their farms and in their, with their cattle and, within their properties. And not only that, the damage that we are having, everyone as an American citizens, is that our tax dollars, our tax money is going, for plane tickets for the illegals, bus tickets, food, nice hotels, and you name it, cash money for them also. And then you go across the street in my area where I live, you see the veterans on the other side of the street with no food and with a lot of need. And you cross the street and all the illegals are getting everything for free.
So do you think
with your money? They cross the river, they take them to the facilities, immigration facilities. From there, they take them to the airport with airplane tickets already paid, or to the bus station with the ticket already paid to any destination around the country. Okay? Not only that, in between all these families and illegal that are coming, there's a lot of criminals.
Being from Del Rio, it's very interesting that he's coming out and saying this. I have different viewpoints on it. I probably don't have the same viewpoints as a lot of people that were at this meeting today. I feel like we do have an issue with people coming across illegally, and I do feel like that needs to stop. We have a lot of issues going on in these border towns, whether it be Del Rio, Eagle Pass, Laredo. I like what Governor Abbott is saying on making sure that those that are entering illegally are stopped at every way possible. But I think there's different ways to do it. And a border wall I've never been for. I've always been against the border wall. I just think it's a terrible idea. You have these areas, especially like here in Del Rio, where we have beautiful countrysides and beautiful areas where a border wall would just destroy that completely. And I think there's better ways to do it. I was a really big supporter of Will Hurd when Will Hurd was in office. And I loved his idea of a border wall, a virtual border wall per se, of spending money on cameras and upping our law enforcement to create that type of border wall versus an actual physical wall going in place.
Damaging farms and houses. Are you familiar with any of that happening?
So I am very familiar with it, and I will tell you, I was living here before moving to San Antonio, and had a very good friend of mine that owned a ranch right on the river. And I can tell you, this is even before any of this major stuff was going on right now. All the major activity that we have going on right now wasn't even going on back then. And we still had issues where the ranch that I had was right on the river, and we had a barn that had stacked full of hay. We didn't even know that one day we had Border Patrol agents come out and go through our barn, and we had illegals stashed in that barn that we didn't even know about, because they're coming across and finding these hiding places. So yes, I do think that they are coming across and finding different ways, and along with finding those ways, you're coming across property damage, you're coming across illegal entry into houses, you're coming across maybe even people that are out there to murder, kill, or rape, So yeah, I do think that that is an issue that we do need to worry about. But along with that issue, we do need to worry about, again, not keeping them here, but sending them back, and versus being sent back to where they need to be. And I think that that's what needs to happen. I think if they're going to arrest these illegal aliens, per se, they need to be sent back to where they came from and not kept in our jail system. Not living in Del Rio anymore, but I visit quite often. I have parents that are still here in Del Rio. And the last time I was here, it was unbelievable how these people are coming across. I was literally sitting at a restaurant that viewed the major highway that we have here, and they stopped a little Toyota Tacoma, and like 15 people came out of that Toyota Tacoma. I couldn't believe how many people were jam-packed in this Toyota Tacoma.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible how they're trying to get them across. But I do feel like these illegals that are coming across are also bringing a whole bunch of other things. So it doesn't surprise me that they're seizing all this other stuff along with them too. But again, like I did state earlier, these illegals need to be sent back. Keeping them here in our systems and putting them in our jail systems, it's not the right thing to do.